with Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebel girls basketball team. Coach, good news, bad news last night. Good news, you scored 61. Bad news, you gave up 67.
stack. Andy, you go second. Throw it in, Britt. There you go. Hey, Ambry, corner, corner. Hey, bring it in. Let's go. Follow, 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 follow. Rotate, rotate hard. Forward. Hey, two.
you. Big Hornet, 3 minutes. Appreciate your help. Y'all agree on scoreboard?
That was a yes.
Doing my bad.
I said nobody was going to respond.
I didn't even look. Do you need some drugs? Just for fun, yeah. Just for fun. I promise.
You look at me.
That was vomit.
Ugh.
Yes, we're good.
Sorry, initial top three's coming, man.
This is mine.
Staple has a Rebel rebound. Kendall turns and runs. She's not one to slow things down. Another perfect screen by Hatch, and this time it's Tingy with the finish on the left side.
Rich Rebel girls basketball is on.
Brown follows a screen inside right post. She missed the first shot, got her own board, and put it back up and in.
Coming off a second consecutive third-place finish at state, the Rebels return for the 2019-2020 season, with sights taking it to the next level.
Walentine, left corner three, her third triple of the quarter.
Coach Cody Lundgren returns for his 5th season on the bench.
She gets the pass in the right corner, three-point shot off the back of the iron, just missed by inches, but Brown chases down the Rebel rebound.
And with the athletes, the experience, and the will to win, the Rebels are ready to run.
Staple drives and floats from the left baseline and hits it.
MyLocalRadio.com presents Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ FM 98.3 Rebel Radio, with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com.
JC goes free throw line. Hatch pulls the trigger and knocks it down. Sydney Hatch with the bucket.
Rich High School Hoops is presented by Evanston Regional Hospital, Plains Tire of Evanston, by Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, by Come On In of Casper, Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitor Bureau, The Store, and by MyLocalRadio.com.
Rebound, Rebels go the other way. Allie Walentine, perfect screen by Sydney Hatch. She just screened off the defense, and Allie finished on the left side with the drive.
And now, Rebel Roundball fans,
The Staple baseline jumper is good.
put on your lucky socks, set your seat to full recline, and get ready to cheer on the Rebels.
Hatch stuffs it. Sydney Hatch having a great couple of series.
As we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan Steineckert.
Good evening and welcome, Rebel fans, to Westside High School in Dayton, Idaho. Our apology in that, Rick. We welcome you to Dayton, Idaho, and Rich High School basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com. The Rebels tonight take on the Westside Pirates. Rich suffered its first loss of this young season last night at South Summit. Rebels look to rebound tonight against the Pirates at Westside. We'll be right back with the Christopher Staple family scene set here on Rebel Radio, KDQ FM 98.3, with live streaming video at MyLocalRadio.com. Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Back at Westside High School in the E.L. Bud Elwell Athletic Complex in Dayton, Idaho. Ryan Steineckert here with the Rich Rebels JV game. Entering the fourth quarter, Rebels lead 28-17. What was it, 12-9 at halftime? Rebels were up but just narrowly, but had a big third quarter in the JV game. Taking a look at today's scene set between the Rebels and the Westside Pirates. Scene set is brought to you by Christopher Staple Family. Sunshine Staple and the family wishing the Rebels the best. Rebels come into this one as a visiting team at 6-1 overall, scoring 54 points a game, allowing 42. That went way up prior to yesterday's game. The Rebels were allowing just under 38 points a game, but then giving up 67 against against South Summit rather, last night down in Camas. And that's the Rebels' last game, so that brings that per-game average up to 42 points allowed per game. Now, that's still respectable, and especially considering the Rebels are scoring 54 a game, that's a plus 12.8 or 12 points, rather exactly differential. Rebels still winning by an average of 12 points. Westside comes into this one at 0-9 overall, 0-2 in the 2A Southeast Idaho Conference, and Westside struggling. Their last two games, lost to Bear Lake 58-31 and a loss against Soda Springs 71-40. Offensively, scoring 32 a game. Defensively, allowing 54. That's what the Rebels are averaging per night. And they last, as I mentioned, lost against Soda Springs. Mentioned last night's game, and McKenna Stacy tying her career high of 27 points, but wasn't quite enough as Bailey Cernich went off for 19 and Reagan Sanderson hit 5 threes en route to 23 points, and that 67-61 victory for the Wildcats. Last time these teams met at Rich High School just 2 weeks ago, I guess 2 weeks and a day ago, it was a Thursday night, December 5th. Rebels jumped out to a 16-4 lead in the first quarter and cruised to a 56-30 victory. In that game, the Rebels were led by McKenna Stacy's 21 points. 9 other Rebels contributed as 10 different Rebels scored points in the game. Westside was led by 14 points, 9 rebounds from Kasia Fuller, and a handful of other Pirates scored, but nothing serious, nothing big, no big contributions except for Madeline Barzy, who had 6. One player that I think we'll see more from tonight, especially on offensive production, is Kenley Nance. She did not score in that game against the Rebels the last time these teams met, but a dangerous, almost like a trap game. Last year when these teams played at Rich, the Rebels won without too much trouble, 51-35. And then when the Rebels traveled here to Westside, Rich barely squeaked out a win, 52-49. And so a tough place to play. Rich still did get the win, but Westside is improving as we look at some of their games already this year. Early in the year, they dropped to 0-3 with a Wednesday, November 20th loss of 17 points against American Falls. Then they hosted American Falls just a week and a half ago and only lost by 4. So this is a Westside team that's working to improve. They're trying to get better, especially defensively. And Rich will have to be ready for tonight and this game against the Pirates. That's your scene set, brought to you by the Christopher Staple family. Sunshine Staple and the family wishing the Rebels the best. Stay tuned. We've got more of our pregame show, including our standout student, brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. That's coming up when we return on The Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. In 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Back to the Rebel pregame show. Rebel girls at 6-1, Westside Pirates at 0-9. This is their midway point. Once this game it comes to an end, they'll be halfway through their season. Rebels will continue the preseason or the pre-region schedule. Of course, today and then January 2nd will be the next game for the Rebels at Bear Lake, and that promises to be a good one. And then they return home to host Providence Hall on January 3rd. So some good games coming up. But Rich, of course, focused on tonight's game here at Westside. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. In the meantime, we have your standout student presented by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. With Jaden Rao, a junior at Rich High School. Thanks so much for your time today, Jaden.
You're welcome.
How's your junior year going?
It's going pretty good.
What are you liking so far?
Everything. It's gotten pretty easier.
Pretty easy? Or are you just taking some easy classes? What are you working on?
Yeah, just easier classes.
Are you doing any college classes?
No.
So what classes does a junior take these days in high school?
Math, English, science, pretty much like that.
Anything that you particularly enjoy? Any classes you like?
Math and Fit for Life.
What's Fit for Life?
It's like a PE class. You lift weights and yeah.
You like lifting the weights?
Yeah.
Have you gotten a lot stronger, bigger over the last couple of years?
Yes, I have. I've noticed that in football and wrestling.
You're at 182 this year in wrestling?
Yes.
What did you wrestle at last year?
I didn't wrestle last year, but I wrestled my freshman year, and I wrestled 145.
Oh, wow, so a good 40 pounds.
Yeah.
And what do you notice about the differences of those weight classes, the 145 versus 182?
45 was way competitive. They're pretty big, stocky kids, and 182, same difference, but a little bigger.
A little bigger, stronger?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't you wrestle last year?
I wished I kind of did because I thought I needed a break, and then I started coming to the home duels, and yeah, it just made me miss it. And so, yeah.
Do you remember when you first started wrestling? Did you start as a little kid, or was your freshman year your first time wrestling?
I started as a little kid in 3rd grade, and then I went until 6th grade, and then I stopped, and then I did it my freshman year. So,
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'10", I think.
So 5'10", 182. Is that about the average height for those guys at 182? Are you taller, shorter than most of your opponents?
I'm mostly kind of shorter than most of my opponents.
Is that an advantage, or does that make things tough?
It's kind of an advantage, and it's pretty tough because if the kids are taller, long-legged, it's hard to grab their legs, but yeah.
So how did things go for you at Marsh Valley?
They went good. They were pretty tough kids, but I just wrestled the best of my abilities, kept up with them.
You kept up with them. You didn't lose, right?
Yeah.
You're being modest here, Jaden. Tell me about some of the matches. Did you pin everybody? Were they close matches? How did it go?
I pinned everybody. The longest match I had in Marsh Valley was 1 minute and 11 seconds. The others were 50, 26, 24, and 23 seconds. So it went pretty good.
That's impressive. Are you getting a picture of in Utah 1A, like at a divisional level, where you might sit right now? Is there a Utah 1A rankings or anything like that? Do you know where you are?
Ranking, I don't know where I'm at. So far this year, I'm 8-2.
That's pretty good. You have a goal for yourself? Like, do you feel like you have a realistic chance of winning a region title or qualifying for state? Anything?
Yeah, I think I have a chance at placing at both. So,
what do you like about wrestling? You said you missed it last year and went to the home duels and thought you should have done it. So what is it about the sport?
The team, we're all like brothers. We're basically a family. We're pretty close. It's not like a team sport. It's just you. If you lose, it's on you, or if you win, it helps your team out in the long run. So
That's got to be the most satisfying when you win, right?
yeah.
Every day in the wrestling room, who are you wrestling against? Who's getting you toughened up? Who are you giving a challenge to?
I'm wrestling against Buckwheat, Colton Johnson, or Neely Cornea or Riker. Pretty much everybody in the higher weights. So,
Do you have a go-to hold or move, like for a takedown? What is your preferred way to take somebody down?
double leg.
And then once you get them down, do you have a go-to pinning combination?
Yeah, either a half or a cradle.
What do you feel like your biggest weakness is in wrestling? What do you need to get better at if you want to maybe win a state title or finish high this year?
I need to get really better at bottom moves, get out quicker.
Are there any other duels or matches or tournaments this year that you're looking forward to in wrestling?
The Bear Lake tournament I'm looking forward to, and the regions that's home this year.
That'll be fun. In February 1st, the divisional tournament here, that'll be fun to have the home crowd. Did you feel like the home crowd showed up well for Big Piney last week?
Yes, it did. It helped.
All right, Jaden, let's get back to junior year academic type stuff. Do you have future plans? Do you know what you're going to do after Rich High?
Right now, I'm probably just going to go to college, and I don't really know what I'm going to do after.
You got time. Junior year, right? Looking forward to football next year?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
What's your favorite position in football?
Fullback.
Do you feel like you'll get some more time, more carries next year as a senior?
I think so.
Do you do any spring sports or activities or anything like that?
No, I just work on a ranch.
What's your favorite job on the ranch?
Working with cows.
What's the worst job on the ranch?
Calving.
Calving and feeding?
Yeah.
What time of year do you guys do calving?
Sometimes March, April, and through there.
So wrestling season ends, sports are done, and then you got to go out and do calving at low time of year.
Yeah.
Jaden, anything else that you like to do? You play any instruments? You have any hobbies?
I don't play any instruments, but I'd like to learn the guitar.
If you could learn the guitar, what kind of music would you play?
Country.
You have a favorite artist?
Luke Combs.
Anything else we should know about Jaden Rao?
No.
What's your favorite thing about being a Rich Rebel?
We're a pretty small school, so we're pretty close as like student body.
You mentioned the wrestling team being kind of like a band of brothers. Is if you get that little bit of a feel with the rest of the student body?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Jaden Rao, junior at Rich High School. Thanks so much for your time, man. Good luck with Bear Lake and Kemmer this week, and best of luck with the rest of your junior year.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much, Jaden. Our standout student interview today has been brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. JV game, 9-point Rebel lead with 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Long three and swished through by Bailey Aston, the junior. Hits from deep. Rebels quickly counter, score the bucket, and push the lead back to 8. Just over 2 minutes left to go. We'll continue on with our Rebel pregame show, and we'll hear from the coaches when we return on the Town & Country Realty Coaches Show after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
This is the Lady Rebel basketball coach, Cody Lundgren, and you're tuned in to the pregame show on Rebel Radio. Opening tip is less than 20 minutes away on KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to the Cody Lundgren Coaches Show, brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea is at 435-779-0012. Rebels are on the road at Westside tonight and played Westside earlier this year, the 5th of December at Rich. The Rebels won 56-30. But this is a tough place to play, and the last time these teams met here at Westside, it was a very close game. The Rebels squeaked out a victory. No one sees the game the way the coaches do, so we'll take a few minutes to visit with opposing coach Bob Sorensen, and then we'll talk to Rebel head man Cody Lundgren, find out how his team plans to win tonight at Westside. We'll be right back with more of Rich Rebel basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com. You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
With Coach Bob Sorensen of the Westside Pirates. Thanks for your time tonight, Coach.
You bet.
You guys, is this your last game before Christmas?
It is, yep.
For the Rich Rebels, too. It's an exciting night, fun time of the year, and glad to make the trip up here. Tell me about your season since you played Rich. How things going?
About the same as when we played Rich. We are definitely got some holes in our defense we're trying to fix. Offense is looking better all the time, but defense we're still concerned about.
When you played at Rich, what were your thoughts on that game and the loss?
2 tremendous front court players in Rich. Not sure their names. I know the numbers and I know what they did. So yeah, but they are probably as athletic a pair of girls, and they're not the only ones on the team. But those 2 are just outstanding.
How much then do you prepare for Rich and kind of think about focusing on those two, or just working on yourselves and getting better as a team?
Yeah, we're still just trying to work on ourselves. Of course, they're in our minds. We're going to try to do our best to slow them a little bit and maybe try to keep in front of them a little bit better this time. But it's tough. When you have that good of an athlete, it's tough to do that, but that's our goal.
So specifically, what do you need to do better than when you lost at Rich a couple weeks ago?
Oh, we got to stay in front of them. We can't let them get by us and then slide over and then just let them pick us apart at the low block. And so we'll do that, or we'll go into zone, or we'll try to do something, but we got to keep them away from the low blocks.
Coach Kasia Fuller in that game for you, I think, had 14 points and a bunch of rebounds, maybe a double-double in that game. Has she been that kind of consistent force offensively for you?
Since the first time I saw Kasia, she's been that type of a player. Just absorbs everything you ask her to do. She's worked on her shot. It's even getting better. She's getting stronger in everything she does. So, yeah, she's a force.
At this point of the season, you'll have a little bit of a break with, of course, Christmas and New Year's. But, I mean, if you could give yourself a grade on the season, the way the girls are playing, the progress that you've seen from day one of practice to now.
Probably at the C level, probably an F for the coach is part of it. But, they're working hard, and there's things that we're improving on. But one of the things that I always have emphasized is defense. And when you look out and you're being torn apart like we've been, it's pretty disheartening. And so that's a focus right now.
Anything else we should touch on, Coach?
No, just appreciate these guys. They're a good team, and it's a good experience. And this marks our halfway point. Coach
Bob Sorensen of the Westside Pirates, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight and the rest of the half of the season.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, thanks again, Coach Sorensen. We're about 15 minutes away from the opening tip and today's action. Rebel JV girls leading 40-31 with 31.9 seconds to go. Rebel basketball fans, the boys won earlier today against Pinedale. Picked up their first win of the season in double overtime, 67-63. So Rich puts a 1 in that win column, takes on Mountain View tomorrow. Mountain View at 6-0, I believe. They beat Laramie earlier today, took down Rock Springs yesterday. It's a pretty good Mountain View team that went undefeated in football. They're solid, they're confident, and aggressive and athletic. It'll be a tough game tomorrow for the Rebel boys, and the game time is 11:20. We'll go on air just before that. I'm covering Evanston versus Worland in boys basketball right before the boys Rebels versus Mountain View. So we'll have double duty tomorrow morning from Lincoln Middle School in Green River, as the Rebel girls looking to close out this victory, a similar score to when they beat Westside at Rich a couple of weeks ago. Rebels won that one 38-29 with 2.7 seconds to go. Rich puts Westside at the free throw line, leading 43-31. So Rich JV will pull out the win here, and maybe we'll keep it here for the final few seconds until this one goes final. Natalie Lemon at the line, shooting 1-1 and misses the front end right side. Brittany Lamborn with the Rebel rebound. Rebels run out the clock and win 43-31 in the JV matchup. All right, we'll continue on with our pregame show. We've got Coach Cody Lundgren coming up in a moment. This is the Town and Country Realty Pam Cornea, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho pregame coaches show on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Back on the pregame show at Westside High School in Dayton, the E.L. Bud Elwell Sports Complex. Rich at Westside tonight. Rebels beat Westside earlier this season. And we'll look to go 2-0 against the Pirates in this 2019-20 campaign. JV won 43-31. This is a tough place to play. And again, last year when Rich beat Westside at home fairly handily, barely squeaked out a win here at Westside later on in the season. Last game for both of these teams before Christmas break and a few days off. And both teams are out on the court warming up and getting ready to roll. We're in the middle of the Town & Country Realty Coaches Show. Call Pam Cornea today, 435-779-0012. We'll be back to talk with Coach Cody Lundgren right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
With Cody Lundgren of the Rich Rebel girls basketball team. Coach, good news, bad news last night. Good news, you scored 61. Bad news, you gave up 67.
Yeah, you know, a couple of those girls on South Summit's team got going last night, and they shot the ball very well, and, you know, they made a lot of contested shots, and we didn't play very good defense on the side. We didn't rebound the ball very well last night, so hopefully we can do a better job of that tonight.
Was that just a matter of girls not boxing out when they needed to at times?
You know, I think some of both, Ryan. I mean, at times we had girls boxing out very well, one or two or three girls, but if not all five of them at every time, then it's going to be tough to get a rebound.
That's a pretty good team. They've got a lot of size and they play physical.
Yeah, they're a very good team. They outplayed us last night, and they got the W, and congrats to South Summit. It was a good game for us, though. We were able to see some things that hopefully we can clean up in the next couple weeks.
I've been impressed so far this season. Valley tried to press you guys. South Summit did some as well, and you guys, you've broken it pretty easily. We saw that as part of that 15-0 run in the first quarter.
Yeah, these girls, they play together very well, and they're starting to know how they play together, so they break traps very well. It's tough to trap us at this point, but, you know, I'm sure there's a team out there that can do it, so we just got to keep working at it.
Speaking of trap, you guys beat Westside pretty easily at your place just a couple of weeks ago. Do you worry about today, the girls coming in going, well, we creamed them pretty bad at our place, so we don't have to play too hard tonight?
We always have to worry about that. You know, this gym's a very hard gym to win in. We always have tough games over here, and it almost always seems like it comes down to a fourth quarter victory by a couple points. So hopefully we can do what it takes to come out with a W tonight.
That's what it took last year to beat these guys here at Westside. But going back to the last time you played them, do you remember that game well and your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, you know, we got going in transition pretty well that game, so we scored a lot of easy points. I'm sure that those easy points aren't going to be as abundant tonight. I'm sure this team's getting better every game, so I'm sure we'll have a battle tonight.
How hard is it for the girls to adjust in-game to different officials from night to night? I mean, obviously that's something you have to adjust to, and it took a little time last night, but what are you expecting tonight, and how hard is that adjustment?
Every night's different, you know. it seems like it's been tough to find consistency within officials, but it's good to see that our girls are adjusting to it and making adjustments how they play and hopefully stay out of foul trouble.
Coach, we didn't touch on this yesterday. The RPI came out, and Rich is at number 1. Any thoughts on that?
It's great for these girls to see that, but that's not what our focus is right now. Our focus is West Side, and we got to take care of this game. And obviously the RPI is important where we want to be at the end of the year, but we need to take care of that by focusing on today's game.
So it's something you look at, that you're aware of it, but that's not a focus by any means.
Exactly.
Coach, anything else we should touch on? Anything specifically you're worried about with West Side?
No, Coach Sorensen does a good job with getting the right player the ball in his hands in the right spots, and we got to do a good job at taking that away from him tonight and making their offense run from spots they're not used to running.
Coach Cody Lundgren, thanks so much for your time. Good luck with the Pirates tonight.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. This has been the Cody Lundgren Coaches Show, brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Call Pam today at 435-779-0012. If the dishes aren't done yet, finish them now, because today's Rich Rebel tip-off is less than 5 minutes away on KDQ-FM 98.3 with live streaming video at mylocalradio.com. When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Red Rebels!
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help. With residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more, Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
Welcome back to Dayton, Idaho, and Westside High School, the E.L. Budd Elwell Sports Complex. Ryan Steineckert here pregame, and we jump into the Laketown Ledger. We've got tip-off in just a few minutes, but first, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Mayor Burdett Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. Looking back, these teams have met up. This will be the 8th matchup in the last 4 years. They had 2 times each season, starting in 2016-17, and so far through those 7 games, with number 8 tonight, the Rebels are 7-0. They won the last time these teams met at Rich High School 2 weeks ago, 56-30. Rebels last time they played here squeaked out a 3-point win, 52-49. And they also beat Westside in overtime, 44-42 back in 16-17. And the other game won by 2 points. So there have been some close ones. There have been some not so close ones, including a 26-point win earlier this season. The Rebels 7-0 against the Westside Pirates, going back to 16-17, and my records don't go back further than that as far as Westside and Rich goes. Those are the only 7 matchups I can find in the Rebels' history against Westside, and that brings us to tonight and the 8th matchup in this series. On the Laketown Ledger, brought to you by Mayor Burdett Weston, council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White. The Lazy BT Ranch, Thompson Ranch Lazy BT brand keys of the game. Number 1 from Brian Thompson says, battle of the boards. Rebels have to out-rebound the Westside Pirates, and that'll be a big one tonight. There's teams like when you face a 2A Westside or 2A Bear Lake, a 3A South Summit last night, oftentimes there's a little more size, and Westside certainly has some of that with Kasia Fuller and Kenley Nance down in the post. One a senior, one a junior. Rich has to box out, win the battle of the boards. That was a big problem last night against South Summit. Wildcats got a lot of offensive rebounds, 2nd, 3rd, 4th chance points. Rich has to limit that tonight, win that battle of the boards. Second is defend the post. Inside, Kasia Fuller scored 14 against the Rebels last time these teams met. Kenley Nance didn't score, and that was part of what helped Rich earn the win. They've got to do a better job against Kasia Fuller and keep Kenley Nance from hurting them as well down in the post. Rich has to defend the post. And the Thompson Ranch key of the game, number 3, is adjust to the officiating. Whether it was good or bad or right or wrong doesn't matter. The officials obviously come out, they're doing their best job, but it's different. Different sets of eyes lead to different whistles, and so things will be different. And Richard didn't adjust to that well early on last night, as both McKenna Stacy, Sage Tingey, Ali Wallenstein all picked up 2 quick fouls and limited some of their playing time in the first half. Rich has to adjust quickly to that officiating, maybe change a little bit how tight they're playing, or maybe play a little bit more tight, a little more physical, depending on how those whistles come right off the bat, and Rich has to adjust to that. That's your Lazy BT brand keys of the game, brought to you by the Thompson Ranch. All right, moving along, the Old Chicago Pizza pregame slice. Old Chicago Pizza not far from here, just down the road in Logan at 795 East, 1400 North. Pizzas and more built from scratch, one delicious fresh ingredient at a time. Rebels, the visiting team, and the Road Blues. West Side and the home Whites, the home team. And coming in at 0-9, the Pirates, a little bit sparse on the crowd tonight, to be honest. I think there's as many Rebel fans here as there are West Side fans here at the E.L. Bud Elwell Sports Complex. The West Side Pirates, again, 0-9. Rebels at 6-1. But a decent crowd here tonight, and it always gets loud and rowdy, so we'll expect that here tonight at West Side. That's your Old Chicago Pizza pregame slice. Pizzas from scratch, pizzas and more built from scratch, one fresh, delicious ingredient at a time. They're at 795 East, 1400 North in Logan. That's Old Chicago Pizza. Stay tuned. We've got the Town of Woodruff starters and the Saby Trucking tip-off when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
Back at Rich High School, where they announced Sage Tingey as one of the starters. The Rebel starters, of course, are on KDQ, are brought to you by the Town of Woodruff, wishing the Rebels good luck. And it's number 1, a junior, McKenna Stacy, leading the Rebels, 20 points, 5.5 rebounds. Sage Tingey, number 2, a junior. Number 5, senior Ali Wallenstein, 23, a senior Ellie Brown. And number 35, a junior, J.C. Cornea. For the West Side Pirates, the Town of Woodruff starters are number 1, a sophomore, Madeline Barzy, who scored 6 points last time these teams met. Number 4, a sophomore, Timberly Dean. Number 11, sophomore, Josie Phillips. Number 23, a senior, Kenley Nance. And number 31, a junior, Kasia Fuller. 14 points, 9 rebounds the last time these teams met. That was just 2 weeks and 1 day ago. Your Town of Woodruff starters, brought to you by the Mayor Scott Saby, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell. And that brings us to our opening tip-off, brought to you by Saby Trucking. Scott and Diana Saby wishing the Rebels good luck tonight and throughout the season. Ellie Brown against Kasia Fuller for the tip. Fuller a little bit taller, an inch or 2 on Brown. Of course, the Rebels will tack right to left to start this first half at MyLocalRadio.com. Fuller wins the tip, and Barzy chases it down. Westside has the first possession quickly. 3-point shot, right wing, a little bit too long from Josie Phillips, and J.C. Cornea has the Rebel rebound. J.C. averages almost 5 rebounds a game, and they're going to need some more big rebounds like that one tonight from her, from Ellie Brown, and from Sydney Hatch. Stacy defended man-to-man against with Madeline Barzy. Drives in, dishes off, and it's taken away. Up to the right baseline, pull-up jumper over the top, and there's Cornea again with a Rebel rebound as Timberly Dean shot too strong from point-blank range on the left baseline. Wallenstein drives, floats left, shoots with her right, and misses. And Fuller with the west side rebound. No score on the station on main scoreboard. Barzy, top of the key. Phillips, Rebels defending out high, a 2-3 zone, backdoor cut, and Dean trapped, loses the handle of the ball. It deflects off a couple of players, out of bounds to West Side, and they'll inbound from the baseline. Dean to inbound. 59 seconds gone by in this first quarter. Fuller with a nice position inside and gets the inbound pass, goes up strong and hits. Tingy was left with the best she could do was put hands straight in the air and try not to foul. Stacy on the other end drives, shoots, and misses. Rebound, Fuller has it. Cornea rips it away out of bounds off of Rich to West Side. Fuller with 2 rebounds, 2 points. West Side leads 2-0. Again, when these teams met at Rich, the Rebels took a 2-0 lead. West Side tied it, and then Rich reeled off just about 14 straight points, led 16-4 at the end of the first quarter. Barzy to Phillips. Up top, Rebels stay in the 2-3 zone defense. Down in the left corner, Dean with it. Back up top, Barzy again to Phillips. Rebels chasing and rotating on the zone defense. Fuller camped at the elbow. Nance comes up to the elbow as well, receives the pass, dishes back out toward the side, and Sage Tingy reaches in with the long fingers and pokes one away for a Rich County Government steal. Rich County Government, Rebels with a championship cause. And our tip-off today was brought to you by Saby Trucking, Scott and Diana Saby. Rebels have yet to score a point here. Not too far into this game. The foul there charged to number 24 of West Side. I don't see a 24 on the floor. Rebels almost turned it over, but get it back. Stacy drives, tries to float a pass into the middle, and loses control, loses the ball. Up ahead, Fuller in front of everybody with the left hand. She finishes to make it 4-0 on the station on main scoreboard. I'm still trying to figure out who the guilty party was on the foul. There's no 24 on the varsity roster, no 24 on the JV roster for West Side. So a ghost foul for one of the West Side players. Tingy drives in the lane, floats, can't get it to go, but she was fouled. And Sage will go to the line and shoot 2 Bear Lake Realty free throws. 23. Thank you, Kenley Nance. Actually, scoreboard says 24, but it was 23. That's Kenley Nance. So Sage Tingy at the line, 2 Bear Lake Realty free throws. Hits the first. Our camera tonight operated by and provided by Bear Lake Realty, Gary McKee in Garden City. Tingy misses the free throw short. Cornea had the rebound. Barzy stole it, drives to the other end. Dean back outside. Nance for 3. Good rotation on the ball, but misses, and Cornea has the Rebel rebound. So Rebels trail 4-1 on the station on main scoreboard. They've turned it over 3 or 4 times already in this first quarter. This defensive intensity has definitely gotten higher. The West Side has ratcheted things up. Stacy, long 3, misses, gets her own rebound, goes back up and in with the right hand. No, it rims around and out. Fuller tips the rebound away from Cornea into the hands of Tingy, who shoots and misses, but she's fouled. And Sage will go back to the line and shoot 2 more Bear Lake Realty free throws. Give Tingy the offensive board, Stacy the offensive board, but much like in the JV game, just seems to be a lid on that south side basket, which is the Rebels' attacking hoop in this first half. Except on the first free throw for Sage Tingy. She hit the first, missed the second, swishes the first, and on this second trip, we'll see what she does with the second Bear Lake Realty free throw. 4:55 left in the first, again short. J.C. Cornea, another Rebel rebound, and kicks it back outside to McKenna Stacy. Rich Kintyre take a lead. Wallenstein tries for the lead, and it pops out. Boy, halfway down, popped out. Nance with the rebound for West Side. Her second of the contest. Left corner, Dean. Back up top and around to Barzy. Looking into Nance. Right baseline. Ball poked away off of Rich and out of bounds. 4-2. West Side on top almost midway through this first period. Kezia Fuller has 4 points. Sage Tingy has 2 for Rich, and that's it. Nance lobs into Fuller at the free throw line. Quick jumper with the left. Rattles off the window and then rattles through. Fuller has all 6 of the Pirates' points in this first quarter. Wallenstein kicks out to Brown, and a foul underneath. Fuller and Cornea battling for position. And no, it wasn't that. It was between Madeline Barzy and whoever she was defending. Barzy called for the push. 4th team foul already on West Side. Stacy with a Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play, poked away by Barzy and out of bounds. Rebels keep possession, but close to being taken away. Wallenstein, Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play to Stacy, drives the baseline, it's blocked by Barzy, out of bounds, Rebel ball. That was a great defensive play by the shorter Madeline Barzy on the taller McKenna Stacy. Ellie Brown, Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play. Stacy in the right corner. Dean, oh my goodness, knocks the ball away out of bounds. And boy, it looked from here like a hand or an arm on arm, but Westside takes over. Phillips up ahead to Barzy, right wing, loses it. Rich County Government steal for Rich. Stacy to the other end. Barzy steps in front, big contact and draws the foul. Stacy draws the foul. Barzy picks up her second personal, and McKenna Stacy goes to the line to shoot 2 Bear Lake Realty free throws. Stacy at the line this season, 70% free throw shooter on 46 attempts. Student section from Westside tries to make some noise and distract McKenna. It rattles home. First one is good. Rebels early on getting doubled up. 6-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Stacy to shoot a second Bear Lake Realty free throw. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. Most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Stacy hits them both. Second one swishes through. 6-4. Rebels trail by 2 on the station on main scoreboard. Stacy applying some pressure. The Pirates beat it, get it up to Fuller, who airballs the shot. Barzy has the rebound, saves it to Stacy. McKenna up ahead, right side. Rebels long skip past Wallenstein. Let her momentum carry her a little bit too far, and Rich turns it over for a 5th time. That pass way high and out. Sydney Hatch over to check in for Ellie Brown. Brown last night, 6 points, 6 rebounds in the loss against South Summit. Nance inbounds to Phillips, back to Nance, again to Phillips against the one-man defensive pressure of McKenna Stacy. Across the timeline to Nance. Bounces it at Phillips's feet. They work it around. Fuller down on the right block. Double, triple team. Ball high, and Rich fouls. Fuller maintained control through a lot of Rebel pressure. J.C. Cornea picks up her first Rebel first team foul. 3:35 left in the first quarter. Timberly Dean to inbound. The sophomore looking, lobs into the middle for Fuller, and Cornea reaches up and slaps it away out of bounds. Right back to Westside, but that prevented what would have been an easy look at the hoop for Kasia Fuller. Dean will inbound again from the baseline. Rebels set up in a man-to-man defense on this inbound play. Dean into the corner. Wallenstein pokes it away and takes it away. Rich County Government steal for the Rebels. 4th turnover of the first quarter for Westside. 3:28 left in the first. Rich trails 6-4 on the station on main scoreboard. Tough defense from Dean on Stacy. And Dean again, tough defense. Just gets a body on Tingy, pokes the ball away. Tingy gets it back. Wallenstein tries to split a couple defenders, and she's slapped on the arm. Elena Telford, who just checked into the game. Not the guilty party, but she was right there on the defense. It was Timberly Dean who picks up her first personal foul. And the Rebels again inbound from the baseline. And that's how the inbound play is supposed to work. Cornea comes off a screen. McKenna Stacy feeds her, and Cornea finishes off the window from straight in front of the hoop. Rebels tie it up at 6 on the station on main scoreboard. That's an early candidate for the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet play of the game. Big screen by Fuller. Wallenstein pokes the ball away from Telford and out of bounds. Westside inbounds. Nance out high on the right wing. Hands off to Phillips. Rebels staying in that man-to-man defense for now. And Nance, long pass, looking for Telford, throws too high over her reach and out of bounds. Rebel basketball. 5th turnover of the quarter for Westside. Both teams with 5 turnovers in this first half. Wallenstein into Stacy. McKenna looks out over to Coach Lundgren, who gives the play. Westside in a man-to-man defense as well. Stacy gets by her defender. A lot of contact as Fuller goes up for the block and then comes down with the loose ball. Up ahead, Phillips, right side. Telford dribbles into some trouble. It's on the floor. She pulls it away from Rich. Up top, Dean throws it, looking for a teammate, and Rich takes it away. McKenna Stacy with the Rich County government steal. Slices through the defense and lays it in. McKenna Stacy with the Rebels' second field goal of the game. Makes it 8-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Another Rich County government steal. Rebels with a championship cause. Phillips dribbles to her left, steps on the line, toes the line, and shoots the three, misses. Wallenstein with the Rebel rebound. Rich pushes up ahead. Tingy has it blocked away out of bounds on the left-handed layup attempt. Great defense by Josie Phillips to swat that ball away, not foul Tingy, and give her team, well, a chance to set up. Rich will have it coming out of the timeout. 1:49 left in this first quarter. Rich leads 8-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Eliana Brown with coverage of Rich High basketball on Rebel Radio and mylocalradio.com.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Coming out of the timeout, Stacy looking to inbound, just gets it in before a 5-second violation. Cornea at the free throw line, dribbles right, kicks it back outside to TJ. Kayla McKee, who just checked in. Stacy drives, lobs a pass up, and Sydney Hatch dips it in from the right block. Sydney Hatch, the recipient of that pretty little assist from McKenna Stacy. Nance on the right wing. Staple defending man-to-man. Nance gets by her down to the baseline. Double team, pivots around, throws it into the middle, and J.C. Cornea steals it. Another Rich County government steal. The Rebels with already have forced 7 turnovers in this first quarter. That's about the 4th steal of the game. 1:17 left in the first. Rich leads 10-6. Cornea to Stacy, runs into Fuller, ends up on the floor, misses the shot short. Hatch tries to get the rebound, can't pull it in. And boy, Fuller just planted her feet and played wall. McKenna Stacy rips it away from Phillips, turns and scores. Another Rich County government steal. That's Stacy's second already. She averages 6 a game. 12-6, Rebels leading, and they force another turnover. 9th of the quarter for the West Side Pirates. Rebels a little bit lax initially and trailed 6-2, but have battled back. They've scored 10 straight. Much like last night, they were down 7-0 against South Summit, went on a 15-0 run. I hope for Rebel fans that things continue differently than they did last night at South Summit. Hatch on the left wing. Throws toward the top, pass errant, but Brown chases it down. Into Staple. Kendall hammered from all sides, loses it. Ball loose, and Dean comes up with it. Up ahead to Phillips. Rebels turn it over for a 6th time. Phillips on the right wing. Pivots and gives to Fuller. Back to Phillips. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rich leading 12-6. On the Station on Main scoreboard. Phillips left side, misses the shot. Great defense by Hatch. Arms straight in the air. May have gotten a piece of the shot, and Rebels come down with the ball. I believe it was Brown who had the rebound. Wallenstein dribbles to her right, and Timberly Dean whistled for the foul, her second personal. Dean and Barzy with 2 personal fouls apiece. That's already the 6th team foul of this first quarter against the West Side Pirates. No, make that's number 7. I spoke too soon. That puts Allie Wallenstein at the line to shoot 1-1. Wallenstein hasn't scored yet in this game this season. An 88% free throw shooter, and she rattles the first one home. That puts her at 8 of 9 from the line. And she gets a second one here, would make it a 7-point, would make it an 8-point Rebel lead if she can hit it. Wallenstein's second rattles out, and Brown fights for the rebound, doesn't get it. Fuller does, and Brown called for the foul. Brown a little too much contact there, and so Wallenstein hits 1 of 2 to put Rich up by 7, 13-6, 6.2 seconds left to go in the first, and Rich trapping a 1-2-2. Maybe looking for a quick takeaway and a point. Stacy not on the floor when they reset the clock to 8 seconds. Inbound to Phillips. Rich maybe also just thinking, let's not allow Westside an easy shot. Nance to the 3-point arc with 1-2-1. Fires it up too strong off the glass. Fuller pulled down the rebound and put it up too late. At the end of 1, Rich leads 13-6. Rebels win on a 11-0 run to close out that first quarter. And as we head for quarter number 2, Rich leads by 7 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Allie Wallenstein, and you're tuned into Rebel Basketball on KDQ FM 98.3 and on mylocalradio.com.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Rebels got it to start second quarter action. They jumped right back into it quick, and Taylor McKee beat her defender at midcourt, drove all the way in, laid it up and in off the glass. McKee with her first 2 points. On the other end, Westside airballs a 3-point attempt. Rich ball. Sage Tingy to inbound, looking for McKee, double teamed. Tingy has to throw a long pass, finds Staple at midcourt, but Coach Lundgren had taken a timeout first. And Rich will take a 30-second timeout and plan a little bit here. We'll keep it right here on mylocalradio.com and take some time to thank one of our sponsors, Bear Lake Realty. Most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Gary doing double duty tonight, sponsoring the camera, running the camera. Thanks, Gary. You can give them a call at 435-946-8888, and they've got they can help you do something that, boy, it could really be cool. You buy a home, they can help you to rent it out so it pays for itself. You can enjoy it some of the time too, and pretty soon you have your own beautiful home in the Caribbean of the Rockies at Bear Lake. Call Bear Lake Realty 435-946-8888 to learn how, or visit bearlakerealty.com. All right, Rebels reset. Scoreboard just reset as well. Rebels up 15-6. And a TV, is a media timeout? That's great. I don't know if I can take it, though. Athletic Director Tyler Telford working on the scoreboard. And I guarantee if I were to go to a break right now, he'd fix it as soon as I hit play on the commercial, right, on the ad. Rebel boys basketball team won earlier today. They beat Pinedale for their first win of the season, 67-63 in double overtime. Through the first 2 games of the season against Bear Lake and Wayne, the Rebels had scored 66 points. So to put up 67 earlier today against Pinedale, a 3A Wyoming team, that's a pretty good output for the Rebel basketball team. Now they've got a good test, a tough one tomorrow against an undefeated Mountain View Buffaloes team who yesterday beat Rock Springs, today beat Laramie. So that'll be a tough matchup for Rich. Rich beat Mountain View last year, 55-51 I think was the final score, but Mountain View brings pretty much everybody back, including sharpshooter, senior quarterback, and point guard Braden Walk, who is averaging close to 20 points a game. So that'll be a tough one for Rich tomorrow against Mountain View. Now we've got double coverage tomorrow, Evanston versus Worland on our sister station, K9. I'll broadcast that one starting at 9:30. We'll go on the air with that one. And then that will go until about 11, maybe 11:10, hopefully. And then Rich will play on that same court directly after that. So our Rebel pregame show tomorrow, if you're looking to watch or listen on mylocalradio.com or on KDQ 98.3 FM, our Rebel pregame show will start directly following the West Side, or the Worland and Evanston game. That's a boys game between Evanston and Worland tomorrow morning, again on K9, and then we'll switch over to KDQ for Rebels. That's a busy morning tomorrow for the Rebels, and of course the Evanston Red Devils They've lost a couple of close ones this weekend at the Flaming Gorge Classic. Lost by 2 today against Rollins. Well, the scoreboard looks like it's back up and running. They're two points short on Rich, 15-6. The home team, no, that's all right. They're going to get it worked out, and we'll be fine. Sage Tingy to inbound, and there they go. 7:21 left. Second quarter, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair. Inbound to Taylor McKee. Rebels set up a little bit better against the double team. McKee picks up the dribble, bounces to Staple, and she sprints across the timeline to avoid a 10-second violation. Brown up top to McKee. Good hustle from that Westside Pirates team, almost forcing a turnover more than once. McKee dribbles to her right, follows a screen by Tingy, back down to the corner, and then up top again to Staple. Kendall one dribble to Brown on the left wing. Tingy trying to seal her man inside, really battling with Phillips. Tingy has a size advantage if they can get it down to her. Brown at the free throw line, takes an elbow from Kinley Nance, keeps it alive. Down into Hatch, back out, Tingy, long 2, rims out. Ellie Brown, the offensive rebound, and dribbles out to the corner, lobs up top. TJ drives, stops, and travels. That's some good defense right there. That's what Coach Bob Sorensen was talking to me about in the pregame interview, that he wants to see his team play defense just like that. That was impressive. 6:33 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rich leads 15-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Across the timeline goes Phillips to Kasia Fuller. Dribbles, drives, puts it up, in and out, and Tingy with the Rebel rebound. It slips out of her hands, and Stacy is there to bring it in for Rich. McKenna up across the timeline. Dribbles right, spins back left, outside to Brown, and then hands off back to Stacy. Westside in a man-to-man defense, but anytime Stacy gets any penetration, or anybody else for that matter, double team comes. Stacy crossover dribble to the hoop and lays it in. McKenna Stacy, 2-4-6, 8 points. Rich on top, 17-6. McKenna, 27 points last night in the loss at South Summit. That tied her career high. She scored 27 at Manila last year and 27 against Bear Lake, I think, last year as well. Phillips. Three-point shot, swishes through. Rebels left her open just long enough, and that's the first points from somebody other than Kasia Fuller so far tonight. 17-9. Fuller has 6. Phillips has 3. Stacy spins in the lane, dishes off. Hatch left side, misses, too strong, and Fuller with the rebound, her 5th already of the contest by my tally. But her outlet pass off target for looking for Phillips, and Westside turns it over for a 10th time already in the game. No, it was Stacy scored 27 at Manila and 27 here at Westside last year. Walentine tries to inbound. She had 25 in the win over Bear Lake at Rich last year. Walentine inbound, a Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play. Haven't had many Mountain Valley Cattle Company jump balls so far. Walentine inbounds and leads Cornea a little bit too far. Defense was right there again, and the Rebels turn it over for an 8th time already in this contest. Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels applying some full court pressure. Lemon making an appearance, gives to Barzy, fakes a pass, dribbles to her right. Mishandles the dribble, goes down to all fours and pops back up. Well, she's got some quickness. Phillips around to the right side. Lemon kicks it up top. Barzy to Fuller, and her shot blocked, but she's also fouled by, I think, McKenna Stacy. Just picked up her. No, it was not McKenna Stacy. It was who? 31. Fuller swishes the first free throw straight through. 13. Taylor McKee called for the foul. Fuller's second free throw hits back iron, pops straight up and swishes down through. 17-11. We'll see if the Rebels can adjust to this pressure that Westside has put on so far here in the second quarter. Stacy dribbles left, crosses over, gets right by the D, lobs inside looking for Cornea and threw it too strong. A little too quick and a little too high. Cornea couldn't get up to it. Third turnover of the quarter. That's the move and the pass you want when the defense came over to help, but the pass didn't quite find its target. Phillips almost crosses the timeline, dishes back to Lemon into the middle. McKee had it, It was poked away. It's on the floor. Cornea rips it away from the defense and gives it up to Brown. Rich County Government steal for the Rebels is a 11th turnover of the game for Westside. Both these teams having trouble obeying the golden rule, which is treat the ball like gold, take care of it. Of course, that's more to do with how much pressure the defense is putting on. Timberly Dean, 2 hands on Allie Wallenstein. Easy whistle there right in front of the officials, and Dean just picked up her 4th personal. I thought it was her 3rd. I was 1 short. 3rd was trouble. 4 is big-time trouble. And Dean will have to head for the bench. Into the game, Patrice Eldridge, a senior, making her first appearance tonight. She scored 2 points against the Rebels the last time these teams met. Wallenstein at the line to shoot 2. She's an 80% free throw shooter this season, 8 of 10. Wallenstein's first on a 1-and-1, no. Ellie Brown has the rebound, and Barzy goes up and rips into it to force the jump ball. Brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. So Brown with her 3rd rebound of the game by my tally. Lemon to inbound, goes to Barzy. Stacy applying some full court pressure. Barzy dribbles up to her right, and Brown a little too close on the defense. A blocking foul, Ellie's 2nd personal, I believe. 17-11. Rebels lead. They're not shooting well from the free throw line. 5 of 9, just at around 55%. 63% as a team this season. Eldridge thinks about a couple of shots, then dishes off. Barzy on the right wing. Tries to force it into Fuller. Cornea pokes it away. Back outside to Eldridge. Misses the 3. Offensive board. Lemon is fouled on the putback attempt. Couldn't get it to go, but Lemon will shoot 2. The foul, Eliana Brown, and that is her 3rd. Brown just picked up foul number 3 and heads for the bench. Rebels with Stacy, Wallenstein, Hatch, Cornea, and Tingy on the floor. 4:02 left in the Stacy's Repair 2nd quarter, and Rich leads by 6 points. Lemon at the line, shooting 2, first one swish. These teams met just 2 weeks ago, and Rich at the half led 33-14. Westside on pace for about 14 points in the game. Lemon hits the 2nd to make it a 13-point production so far through this first half. But the Rebels offense, not nearly what it did in that game. But inside then, J.C. Cornea had her defender sealed out. Great pass from Wallenstein. And Cornea finishes from the right block off the window. 19-13, Rebels up by 6 again. Phillips on the left wing, picks it up, gives to Barzy, forces into Fuller. Cornea poked it away. Fuller chased it down in the corner. To Lemon. Tingy tipped it off, but Lemon got it back and gives to Phillips. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. 3.5 left in the Stacy's Repair 2nd quarter. Barzy comes off a screen, right side, flat-footed jumper, short off the front iron. Eldridge with the offensive rebound for Westside, kicks it back out Lemon, then to Fuller in the right corner, or the left corner. Great defense by Cornea to stop Fuller. Eldridge is just camped in the lane, man. She spent more time in the lane than I spent driving here to Westside tonight, just on that possession alone. 3:16 left, 2nd quarter. Eldridge gets a breather. Nance back into the game as Westside inbounds from the baseline. A shot blocked out of bounds by Rich. Lemon looks to throw it in, looking for Nance. Not there. Still holding, still holding, still holding, and 5-second violation. Westside turns it over for a 4th time in the quarter. Brings their total to 13 in the ballgame. 3:15 left. Stacy's Repair 2nd quarter. Stacy across the timeline. Rebels attacking right to left if you're tuned in online at mylocalradio.com. To Wallenstein on the right wing. Up top, Hatch. Fuller out on her. Hatch lobs it into the middle. Easy takeaway for Lemon. Stacy stripped it away from her, but Phillips came up with it. Tingy whistled for the foul as she rode a little too hard, a little too strong. And Sage picks up her first personal foul. Rebels, I mentioned the Westside Pirates 13 turnovers. Rich with too many of their own. That's 10. Phillips, right wing to Lemon. Nance holds and gives to Barzy. Out on the left wing, back to Nance. Kenley dribbles, lobs inside, looking for Fuller and passed it too high. Fuller turns and says, just kind of smiled at Kenley. Fifth turnover of the quarter for the Pirates. But they're keeping it close, 19-13. Rebels up by just 6, and a hard whistle by the official as Stacy crosses the timeline. The clock hadn't started. The official had counted down to 5 seconds as the Rebels tried to bring it up court, and so they had to take 5 seconds off, and Rebels will inbound. Mackenzie Smith checks into the game for J.C. Cornea. Ellie Brown with 3 fouls, so she's getting some extra time on the bench in this first half. Stacy left wing to Hatch. Sydney bounces to Tingy. Sage dribbles right. Nance gets away with a reach in. Tingy turns right, turns left. Barzy hammers or knocks the ball away. Wallenstein comes up with the loose ball. Top of the key, Stacy splits defenders, floats up, and it rims around, no good. Rebound, Fuller. Smith fouled her, trying to take it away. Fuller with another rebound. And that's a Rebel 7th team foul. Will send Fuller to the line to shoot 1-1. Keisha Fuller, 1 for 2, make it 2 for 2 so far in this game, as Westside is a perfect 4 for 4 at the line in this ball game. Rebels, meanwhile, 5 of 9, 55%. Fuller, 8 points and 2 for 2 from the line. She's the southpaw, lefty shot, misses left side. Smith boxed out. Lemon, who reaches over the top of Smith, pokes it away out of bounds. So Fuller misses for the first time from the free throw line this evening. 2:04 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. And Rich with a narrow 6-point lead, both teams in the bonus. Stacy crosses the timeline, right wing to Wallenstein. Lemon out on her. Double hands, no foul. Throws it away, and Rebels called for the foul. So Rich turns it over for a 5th time and then picks up the foul. McKenna Stacy with her first personal. And an interesting no call there. You could clearly see Lemon with both hands on Wallenstein as Allie tried to dribble into the key or to the free throw line area and then threw the ball away. Madeline Barzy at the line shooting 1-1, swishes the first through, which earns her a second opportunity. 1:52 left, Stacy's Repair second quarter, a 5-point Rebel lead, 19-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Second free throw, rims around and out. Tingy with the Rebel rebound. 19-14. Rebels did a great job boxing out there. Smith and Hatch, so that Tingy could just walk in and grab the ball on the board. TJ fakes to her left, goes back to her right, outside right wing. Wallenstein for 3, off the back iron. Nance goes over the top of TJ McKee, and they call it a jump ball. Wow. McKee had position, she had the ball, and Nance just went right through her to grab it. Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Rebels will inbound from the baseline. Wallenstein looking in. Looks for the play and fires for Smith. It's a low, poor pass through her legs and out of bounds. 6th turnover of the quarter for Rich. Rebels maybe feeling a little bit rattled. 19-14, a 5-point Rebel lead. 1:30 left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Tingy, Wallenstein, Hatch, Smith, and McKee on the floor. Lemon outside, Fuller on the left wing. Hatch defending, out left corner. Lemon shoots and hits. Front iron to the glass and down through. Lemon with her first field goal. 19-16, a 3-point contest. Cornea to the scorer's table to check in. Stacy there as well. Tingy around the top of the arc. Or it was McKee. Then she gave to Tingy, who drove and missed. Nance with the rebound. Westside pushing up the middle of the floor. Phillips, top of the key, slides to a stop and misses short. Rebound tipped out off of Westside, and Rebel basketball on the team rebound with 53 seconds left in this first half. Wallenstein will inbound. Stacy back ready to receive the inbound. Barzy defending full court. Barzy picked up 2 early fouls. She hasn't fouled since. Stacy crosses the timeline toward her right, dribbles back left, dishes off to Tingy on the wing. Sage picks up the dribble and hands off to Wallenstein. Allie to Stacy, 36 seconds in the first half. Stacy jabs, spins, gets in the lane, floats it up and misses. And the rebound, Keisha Fuller. Off to Phillips. Fuller with her 7th rebound of the game by my count. Up on the right side, they look into Lemon. She was wide open for a moment, finally got it to her. Wallenstein stripped it away, Lemon dove on top of her and got the jump ball forced. So Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. 14 seconds left in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Lemon to inbound. Rebels set up in a 2-3 zone. Arms high and out wide. Inbound to Fuller. Phillips, right wing, across to Barzy. Thought about the long two. Steps in and misses from just outside free throw range. Cornea has the rebound poked away, then saves it to Tingy. Up ahead, Wallenstein. Floater at the buzzer. Short air ball, and at the end of 2 quarters, Rich leads by just 3. 19-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A lot of turnovers for both teams. Rich with 12 and Westside with 14. Halftime show coming up. We'll have some Town of Randolph first half highlights, stats, and individual scores when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit mylocalradio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and for the 3rd year in a row, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 100 for quality as well as best practices and critical access, with a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. So, when it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
West Side, not sure if this is a dance team. I missed the announcement, but doing a Christmas number here at the half. The Rebels lead narrowly, just 19-16. The last time these teams met at the half, Rich led 33-14. They couldn't get the offense going in this one like they did at Rich 2 weeks ago. Rich, part of that was 12 turnovers in that first half. West Side finished with 14 turnovers of their own, and that probably is a big reason why Rich has that narrow lead, 19-16 at the half. Some Town of Randolph first half highlights coming up when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Back at the half, amid total darkness. They turned the lights out, they locked the doors. The dance team is performing a Christmas number here at the half at West Side. The Rebels lead 19-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And maybe I should dim my flashlight a little bit, boy, just trying to be able to see here at the half. All the lights are off, and the dance team. The Rebels lead again just by 3, 19-16 at the half on the Station on Main scoreboard. And McKenna Stacy and Kasia Fuller, the opposite teams, but each have 8 points, both with 3 field goals and 2 free throws. Fuller had all 6 of Westside's points in the first quarter. But then in that second quarter, Westside outscored Rich 10-6, and a big part of that was the Rebels turned it over 6 times. Rich also missed a bunch of point-blank shots that we'll see if, much like the JV team did, the Rebel JV team led 12-9 at the half and opened things up big time in the third quarter. We'll see if the varsity can do the same. But boy, Rich just struggled to get, number one, to take care of the ball, number two, to get shots to fall, and the physicality was pretty intense there in that second quarter, and Rich didn't, I don't think, adjusted to it very well as far as offensive production. They just a lot of what would I say? The refs were letting them play. That's, I think, the way I should put it. And so Westside took advantage of that. Rich couldn't get shots to go. 18 fouls apiece for each team in that first half. And again, at the half, it's 19-16. These first half highlights are brought to you by the town of Randolph. Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, and Melanie Lim with clerk Lana Peart. We'll take a quick break. We've got your Epic Recreation third quarter coming up. Rebels lead 19-16 at the half on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, Sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah. Back at Westside High School for quarter number 3 upcoming. First half highlights were presented by the town of Randolph. And our third quarter coming up. Epic Recreation for all your rentals in Bear Lake. Visit Epic Recreation, winter or summer, whatever it may be. They've got all your rentals for down on the lake or up in the hills. Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net. 19-16, Rebels with a narrow lead after first 2 quarters. 12 first half turnovers for Rich, 14 first half turnovers for the Westside Pirates, but they've kept things close. And we knew this would be a tough battle for Rich here at Westside. It's always a tough place to play. That's something that Cody Lundgren mentioned. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half, and we'll keep an eye out for the LSR Refrigerated adjustment of the game. LSR Refrigerated in Garden City. Stacy and the Rebels attacking left to right in the second half on mylocalradio.com. Wallenstein at the top of the key, gets past Phillips, drives up with the left hand, misses. Fuller tips the rebound to Nance. And again, tons of contact. Stacy with a steal, and she's fouled as she tries to dish it outside to Wallenstein. McKenna forces a 15th Westside turnover. We've got Nance with 5 rebounds, Fuller with 7 for Westside. Rich inbounds from the baseline. A Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play. Wallenstein on the left wing. Back to Stacy. Left wing 3. Little bit long. Over the top. Dean chases it down in the corner. Takes a little bump from Tingy, and Sage just picked up her second personal foul. So Tingy with 2. Ellie Brown on the bench with 3. Nobody else for Rich with more than 1. For Westside, Timberly Dean has 4. She's on the floor. And then Kenley Nance and Madeline Barzy have 2 apiece. Nobody else with more than 1. Nance, right corner 3, air ball over the top. JC Cornea of Rich with her, I've got that as her 5th rebound. Stacy across the timeline. Barzy out high on her. Madeline, a sophomore. Stacy has the length and height advantage, but Barzi's been very good defensively. Big screen by Hatch. Wallenstein to Stacy. Dribbles left to the free throw line. Pulls up, and it rims around and out. No, Kenley Nance with the board for Westside. Boy, that one was halfway down, and the lid on the basket just stays there no matter which side the Rebels are looking at. Had a lot of balls about halfway down, pop back out. Dean on the right wing. Rebels in a man-to-man defense. Wallenstein on her. Fuller at the free throw line. Left side, Phillips for 3 on the wing. Air ball over the top, but Dean is there for the board. Back out to Nance. Back iron, no good. Dean the offensive board, and Wallenstein fouls her on the putback. Coach Lundgren, furious, shouts rebound to his girls. As 2 offensive rebounds on that possession is alone. And Timberly Dean goes to the line to shoot 2. First free throw attempts of the evening for Dean. Misses the first, left side iron, and off to the right, no good. Dean with a second free throw attempt. And this one short off the front iron. Sydney Hatch, great box out. Pulls down the Rebel rebound, her second board of the game. Rebels push the tempo up ahead. Wallenstein misses. Nance with the west side rebound. As Wallenstein had a layup attempt, but just couldn't get it to go. Nance dribbles across the timeline, fires inside, looking for Dean. Pass too high, out of bounds. 16th turnover of the game for the Westside Pirates. They've backed off on pressure, and Barzy will pick up Stacy about mid-court. McKenna with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Stacy directs a little traffic. Cornea to the left elbow. Nance comes in, takes a couple of swings, gets a couple of hands, and then Fuller knocks it away from Hatch, but Sydney maintains possession. Tingy dribbles left, hands off to Stacy. Rebels have seen a lot of zone defense in the last few games. Not as much man, I don't think, from my memory serves me correctly. Boy, Wallenstein bumped hard, throws it away. Barzy up to the right side. Stacy steals it from behind, but steps on the end line, out of bounds. 19-16, Rebels on top, still by just 3. 2 minutes, 12 seconds gone by in quarter number 3. Neither team has scored. Nance to inbound from the baseline. Looking in. Cornea, tough defense on Fuller. They get it into Barzy, who misses from the right side, and Hatch goes up and pulls down the Rebel rebound. Good inbound play. Barzy was left alone. She just couldn't quite get the shot to go in. Stacy into the lane, dribbles right, bounces for Cornea. Ball poked loose, and Stacy comes back up with it outside to Tingy. Sage hands off back to Stacy. McKenna thought about a 23-footer, but passed it up to Tingy on the right wing. Free throw line or straight away. Hatch inside to Cornea. JC bounces across the lane. McKenna fakes the shot, dribbles right, misses short. Rebound, Nance. Wallenstein steps in front of the outlet pass, floats it up. She's hammered to the floor. No foul. Stacy steals it again, misses the shot. Nance the rebound, and a jump ball. Possession arrow, Westside Pirates. 5:03 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Sydney Hatch with a little smile on her face like, my goodness. Wallenstein, you can see the frustration in her eyes. Barzy dribbles right. Wallenstein pokes it away. Barzy gets it back in the corner, fires up top to Fuller. Phillips, right wing, pulls up for 3. Back iron, no good. And Sage Tingy with the Rebel rebound. Sage gives off to Stacy, and McKenna walks it across the timeline. 19-16. Score remains. We're midway through the third quarter. Neither team has scored. Cornea tries to drive, and Barzy steps in front, and a rare whistle for a foul already in this second half. The foul, Chloe Keller's first. I don't think Keller was on the floor. Or is it Madeline Barzy with her third? The scoreboard confused me. It is Barzy with her third personal. Rebels, Crawford, Trough, and Randolph inbound play. Westside has switched to a 2-3 zone defense. Hatch comes high. Stacy gives to McKee on the left wing. Calls Stacy back over to the wing, and McKenna resets the offense. Holds up a few fingers to call the play. Wallenstein on the right wing. Rebels swing it around. TJ to Stacy. Open 3. Right wing. Too long. Just barely off the back iron. And Nance with her 5th rebound of the quarter for Westside. Rebels have gone cold. Westside hasn't taken many shots. Into Fuller. Dribbles a couple of times. Turns, shoots, and hits with the left. Fuller has 10, and Westside is within 1. 19-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Stacy up, dribbles left. Dean gets away with what should have been her 5th foul. Reaching across the body of Stacy. Wallenstein drives in, gets through, up off the window and in. Allie Wallenstein drives on the D and finishes her first field goal of the night. 21-18, Rich up by 3 in the Epic Recreation third quarter. That's the first points of the quarter for Rich. On the sideline, in and out of the hands of Chloe Keller. She saves it to the Rebels. 4th turnover of this Epic Recreation third quarter for Westside. Wallenstein across the timeline. Rebels attacking left to right at mylocalradio.com. Stacy way out high on the right wing. Westside back into a man defense. Stacy takes advantage, drives, floats, hits. Straight down the middle. 23-18. Lid may have come off the basket. Rebels have hit their last 2 shot attempts. Keller up across the timeline. Wallenstein meets her at the 3-point arc. Giving her some space. She gives up to Phillips on the right wing. Stacy defending her. Josie right corner. Nance holds against Hatch, defending. Still looking. Goes up top to Fuller. Kasia holds. Looking around. Lobs into the middle. Dean bounces out. Nance in the right corner. Good defense by Hatch. Cuts her off at the baseline. Skip it across. Phillips quickly to Keller on the left baseline. Jumper short. Fuller the offensive rebound. But Wallenstein steps in, slaps it away, and she comes away smiling after the whistle. She can't believe the whistle, but it came, regardless of what she thinks or anybody else. 23-18, Wallenstein picks up her 2nd personal and takes a breather. Hatch, McKee, Brown, Staple, and Stacy on the floor for Rich. Nance, Keller, Fuller, Phillips, and a new body in there. Carly Robinson, a sophomore, comes in. She receives the inbound pass, kicks it out, and then to Nance in the right corner. Phillips on the right wing, bounces inside. Robinson Misses the shot. Rebound tipped out. Nance has it. Misses with an air ball short. Robinson saves it, and Stacy's there in the corner. She's got Hatch out in front of everybody, but no passing lane. McKenna takes it all the way herself. Dishes off. Hatch with the finish. Pretty pass, pretty play. Great decision by Stacy, 25-18. And the Rebels extend their lead. Then up the other way, Josie Phillips loses control of the dribble, off her foot and out of bounds. McKenna up across the timeline. Rebels lead 25-18. They've outscored Westside here in this third quarter. Inside to TJ McKee. Turns, shoots with the left, misses, but she's fouled. Chloe Keller just picked up her first. Got McKee on the arm, and Taylor goes to the line. TJ so far this season, pretty good at the free throw line. 81%, 13 of 16, make it, 13 of 17. That one rimmed around and out. Score remains 25-18. Rich with 6 straight points after Westside had climbed to within 1. McKee's second free throw. Front of the iron to the glass, bounces around and then falls through. 26-18. Rich leads by 8 with 1:37 left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Phillips, pressure comes out. Stacy almost poked it away. Phillips dishes off looking for Nance, and Phillips lost her balance, went to the floor, threw it low toward Nance, and it went through her legs and out of bounds. So Rich will inbound. Westside setting up in a little extra pressure. Stacy cuts left, goes toward the hoop, gets past Barzy, drives, little bump, lost her balance, kept control, dished off to Brown and back to Stacy. McKenna dribbles out to the top of the key. Spins to her right, gives to TJ. On the right wing, Phillips reaches in, smacks the ball, no whistle, no foul. McKee, little penetration, dishes back to Stacy, starts left, goes right, away from the screen, and then floats it up and in off the window. Right in with Nance in her face. Rich leads by 10, 28-18, and Coach Sorensen asks for a timeout and takes one. We'll take one as well and be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
These teams played 2 weeks ago, and Rich led 46-18 at the end of the third quarter in that one. Westside at about the same point production, but they've done a much better job defensively. Rich with just 28 points. That's 18 points fewer than they had at about this point 2 weeks ago against Westside. Barzy at the free throw line, shoots and hits. She got the shooter's touch and makes the basket. 28-20, Rebel lead drops to 8. Stacy across the timeline. Barzy defending. Madeline has 3 points with that field goal. Stacy gets by her, drives, dishes. Hatch misses just short, gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and she's fouled on the missed shot. Hatch will head to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line, where she's attempted just 4 free throws this season. She's hit half of those. Rebels shooting just over 50% in tonight's game at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line, 6 of 11. And Hatch misses front end short. No, it got the shooter's roll, bounced over the top. It was a high arch. And that, boys and girls, is why they teach you to put some arch on your shot, because then you'll get those rolls like Hatch just did. Sydney with her second Bear Lake Realty free throw attempt rattles through. And that puts Rich up again by 10, 30-20 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rich, not the same offensive production it had, but boy, the defensive effort, if they can keep a team to 20 points through the first 3 quarters, and Nance travels to turn it over for a 7th time. That's 21 turnovers in this ball game by my count for the Westside Pirates, and that gives Rich the chance for the final shot. 16 seconds left in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Stacy across the timeline with Barzy defending. Double screen out high. McKenna drives to her left, dishes off into the middle. Hatch down underneath, finishes on the left side. Sydney Hatch with 6 points in the quarter. And Barzy with TJ McKee pressuring Phillips. Barzy stepped over the line. And at the end of 3 quarters, Rich leads 32-20 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels were up 3 to start the quarter. They end the quarter up 12 with 8 minutes left to go. We'll be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Sydney Hatch with 6 points in that third quarter, 8 in the ball game. And the Rebels went on a 9-0 run in that third quarter. Rich with the basketball to start quarter number 4, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Wallenstein inbounds to Tingy. Hatch, Brown, and Staple also on the floor for Rich, leading 32-20 on the Station on Main scoreboard, a 12-point Rebel lead. Staple loses the dribble and tipped away by Lemon out of bounds. Lemon poked it away, or else it would have been a double dribble for Staple, but Lemon got a fingertip on it, deflected it. Staple with the Crawford Trough and Randolph inbound play, looks in, finds Brown on the left block, kicks it back outside to Staple, handoff to Tingy. Top of the key, Sage dribbles to her right, stops, looking inside, trying to get it to Hatch, not there. Back out to Staple, free throw line, dishes to Brown. A lot of contact as she tries to get the pass away from Nance and loses the handle. Turnover, a steal for the Pirates. Phillips across the timeline, defended by Tingy. Dribbles to her right, back to her left, picks it up and travels. 22 turnovers in the ball game for Westside. And boy, you take about half of those away and think about if Westside could score on a few of those possessions instead of turning it over, this is a different ball game. Still pretty close, Rich up by just 12, 32-20 with 7 minutes and 16 seconds left to go. Wallenstein gets by the D, drives, misses too strong. Rebound tipped around, and Lemon has it. That's one advantage for this Westside team. Lemon and Fuller with long arms. Fuller left side, hits from the left elbow. Rebels just didn't get back quickly enough defensively, and Fuller puts in her 12th points of the game. Wallenstein drives into the lane, ball stripped away, gets it back, dishes off, Staple misses, Fuller rebound. That's Fuller's second rebound of the half, puts her at 9 by my tally in the ball game. Phillips up across the timeline, 32-22. Following Fuller's basket on the last trip down. Fuller again in the lane, nice pass by Phillips. Fuller misses, Hatch has the rebound and keeps it away from the Westside defense. Sydney Hatch, a big game tonight, 8 rebounds, and I've got her with 5 or 6 rebounds with those 8 points. Rebels with the basketball. Wallenstein, right side, pulls up for 3 and just short. It was right on track, but missed short. Hatch tried to get the rebound, but Phillips came in and grabbed it for the Pirates. Up ahead to Barzy, and Wallenstein strips it away out of bounds. What a job by AWOL to pop that ball loose from Barzy's grasp out of bounds without picking up the foul. Rebels send in a couple of substitutions. McKee, Cornea, Wallenstein, Stacy, and Hatch on the floor. Lemon looking to inbound and just gets it in to Barzy. Across the right side to Phillips on the wing. Dribbling against the man-to-man defense of the Rebels. Fuller just off center, right side, 3-point line. Back outside to Phillips. Under 6 minutes to go, Rich up by 10. Nance on the right wing looking for Fuller. Posts it up, right elbow. Dribbles once, puts it up with the left and misses. McKee has position, pulls down the rebound. Dribbles into a little trouble, but then gives off to Stacy. TJ with her second board of the game, and Coach Lundgren calls for a timeout. Full 5:42 left in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter, and we'll take a quick break and be right back. Here from Dayton, Idaho on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and for the third year in a row, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 100 for quality as well as best practices and critical access, with a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. So, when it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Our basketball coverage continues tomorrow morning on our sister station, K9 99.1 FM, and here on mylocalradio.com when Evanston takes on Worland. Pregame is at 9:30. Then the Rebels battle Mountain View here on KDQ and mylocalradio.com. After that, and I also failed to mention Evanston versus Laramie girls with Elon Olive. He'll have the broadcast there at about 11:10 or 11:15 or so. That's the same time the Rebel boys broadcast will start. And then on KDQ, University of Wyoming men's basketball at Denver. Evanston versus Westside boys tomorrow from the Flaming Gorge Invitational, their tournament. And Mountain View versus Green River, also on K9 with Jake Hibbert. That's later on tomorrow. Backdoor pass. Cornea dribbles once and then gets it blocked by Lemon. Natalie takes it herself across the timeline. Freshman left wing to Phillips into the lane. Fuller turns and he shoots with the right hand, rims out, and Hatch with the Rebel rebound. Wallenstein dribbles right to the wing and gives to Stacy. And a man defense for Westside. McKenna starts left, back to her right, dribbles right past the D and lays it in. Stacy has 14 and Rich leads by 12, 34-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth. Inside to Lemon on the left block. McKee defending her. Wallenstein blocks the shot attempt by Barzy, and the Rebels come down with it. J.C. Cornea with the Rebel rebound. Up to Wallenstein, right wing three. No, rims out. Stacy had the rebound. It was just couldn't pull it in. Phillips contesting got enough of the ball, and then it tipped off of Stacy and out of bounds. Lemon to inbound for Westside. Rich applying a 1-2-2 press. Barzy dribbles into trouble, backs out, almost throws it away, but gets it to Lemon. Natalie across the timeline to the left wing, picks it up, gives to Phillips, left wing or left corner three, air ball over the top. Dean tipped it away and out of bounds to the Rebels. Dean had 4 fouls early in the second quarter, but she hasn't fouled again. McKee inbounds to Stacy. Phillips contesting. They both end up on the floor. Phillips comes up limping. Maybe have twisted a right ankle. Stacy comes up in some pain as well. They'll call Josie Phillips for the push. That's just her second personal. 5th team foul. Rebels with 3 team fouls. It's been a physical game to only have 8 fouls on the board. Across to the right wing, Wallenstein. One dribble, then gives back to Stacy. Just over 5 minutes left to go. Inside to Hatch, and she turns to shoot. And she's fouled. If that's Timberly Dean, that'll be her 5th. It's not Dean, it's Kasia Fuller with her 2nd personal. And Sydney Hatch goes to the line to shoot too. Sid approaching double digits in points and rebounds. And she's 1 point closer, has 9 in the ball game, with one more Bear Lake Realty free throw on the way. Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake area. They've got beachfront, room with a view, secluded mountain retreats. Buy now and start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. Hatch misses right side. Fuller the rebound for West Side. 35-22, Rich up by 13 with just over 4 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth. Phillips in some trouble. Dishes off to Fuller. Handoff back to Phillips, dribbling left. Back toward her right, follows a screen, free throw line out to Barzy, fakes the shot. A mismatch there. Barzy drives by Hatch, and Cornea comes over on the help defense, fouls Barzy, who will go to the line and shoot 2. Westside, Coach Lundgren mentioned or talked about Westside doing a good job. When I talked to him in the pregame show, he said Westside, Coach Bob Sorensen does a good job to get the ball in the hands of the right player. Now Barzy misses the front end short off the iron, but We see it right there in that they run some screens down underneath. Rich forced to switch on those screens and left Hatch defending Barzy. And Barzy misses both free throws. Stacy with the Rebel rebound. That second one off the front iron. Rich ahead to Stacy. She goes up strong. Dean gets away with what should have been her 5th foul. And Westside with the rebound. But Stacy picks it back off, goes to the end, and lays it up and in. 16 points for McKenna Stacy. 37-22. Rich leads by 15. Lemon up to the left wing. To Barzy. McKee defending her. Barzy wants to shoot, but can't find anywhere to go with it. Ball on the floor. Tingy has it. Pulls it away from Dean, who thought she had a jump ball. She had her arms behind her back, wrapped around Tingy. And Stacy goes the other end, lays it up and in. Give Sage Tingy the Rich County government steal, and Coach Sorensen takes another timeout. Dean, a little frustrated that she didn't get the jump ball there, but I don't know how you could call one. 3:10 left to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. 4th timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one as well on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service.
They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Back at Dayton, Idaho. I've got Hatch with 5 defense, 1 offense, but I have a tendency to give extra rebounds if I like somebody. So last night I gave Ellie 8 when she had 6. Yeah, Christmas. Merry Christmas. Sydney Hatch with, according to Nellie Brown, 5 rebounds, 9 points. Rebels lead 39-22. In the third quarter, an offensive foul on an illegal screen, a push. Kenley Nance, I believe, is who they just called for her second. Rebels inbound. That's a 7th team foul on the Westside Pirates. Stacy across the timeline. Again, it was 19-18 early in the third. Barzy goes for the steal. Stacy drives to the free throw line, dishes off. Rich kicks it back outside. Cornea didn't have an open look, so she goes back up top. Smart decision, especially with under 3 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th. Stacy hacked. Phillips goes up and smacks her, and Phillips picks up a third. That'll send McKenna Stacy to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Kendall Staple checks into the game. TJ McKee with 3 points checks out. And Stacy at the line shooting 1 and 1. McKenna right about 70% from the free throw line this season. Rebels have taken care of the ball much better in this second half. Stacy's first free throw, front iron, bounce to the glass, bounce down through. And McKenna has a second one coming. Can put herself at 20 points in the game if she hits it. I had Rich with 12 turnovers in the first half, just 4. Actually, just 3 here in the second half. Stacy's second swishes through, and Westside sends in a sub. That was the whistle there. 41-22, Rich on top by 19. They've extended that lead here in the second half. A 3-point game at halftime. Rich has outscored Westside 21-6 in this second half so far. Barzy dribbles to her right. She has 2 of those 6 points for Westside in the second half. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital 4th. Staple steps in front. A Rich County government steal. Kendall to the other end. Tries to shoot. Fuller stuffs it, but Staple gets it back and dishes off. Cornea to the top of the key. Stacy right wing to Brown. Ellie looking inside. Amanda Schultz posts it up. Gets the pass. Turns. Shoots. Misses. A little too strong off the back iron. And Fuller with the Westside rebound. Pirates pushing. Barzy loses the dribble. It's on the floor. Schultz dives on the hardwood to try and grab it. A jump ball as Schultz and Eldridge get tied up. Rich will empty the bench. Taylor Cornea, Mackenzie Smith, and TJ McKee check into the game. Stacy, Cornea, and Brown check out. So McKenna finishes with 20 to lead all scorers. 1:52 left to go in the ball game. And Rich holding a 41-22 lead. Again, they've outscored Westside 21-6 in this second half. Fuller, outside left elbow. Barzy misses. Lemon, the offensive board. Put back, nope. And a foul on the rebound, or a foul after the shot by Lemon, will put Lemon at the line to shoot two. Natalie Lemon, 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Gets 2 shots here and hits the first. Lemon has 6 points, just a freshman. She scored 2 against the Rebels last time these teams played, had 6 boards. She's pretty close to that, except with more points tonight. Has a handful of rebounds and 5 points. Second free throw opportunity coming, 1:45 left to go. Free throw is short. Mackenzie Smith with the Rebel rebound. 41-23. Again, Rich has outscored Westside here in this second half, 21-7. McKee drives in. Fuller blocks a pass attempt, takes it away. Barzy up across the timeline. Westside attacking right to left with 1:25 left to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth. Barzy drives, misses. Rebound on the floor, and Smith rips it away to keep it clear of Barzy and her attempt at an offensive rebound. McKee dribbles to the right wing. Rebel JV team won, 43-31. Varsity team on the bench as they closed it out, and the JV looks to finish it out. Barzy with a steal and goes to the other end, finishes on the right side. Madeline Barzy with 5 points. Rebels' third turnover of the quarter. TJ across the timeline for Rich. Coach Brown calling her team, telling her team to his team to, or Coach Brown, Coach Lundgren directing some traffic from his spot on the sideline. TJ dribbles right, hands off to Cornea. Taylor into the lane, bounces back for Smith. McKenzie picks it up and dribbles right corner to McKee for 3 off the front iron. Rebels have not hit a 3-ball tonight. They've taken 5 or 6 attempts, but haven't gotten one to fall. Josie Phillips up left corner, baseline jumper. Nance misses. Fuller, offensive board, put back up off the window and in. Fuller with double digits and then some on the rebounds. 41-25. Make it 41-27. I forgot to mark that layup by Barzy a minute ago. McKee drives, runs into Nance, and loses the ball. 4th turnover of the quarter for Rich. Time expires as Phillips launches it from half court, and the Rebels win. A much closer game than the last time these teams met, but a double-digit Rebel win, 41-27. Rich improves to 7-1. Westside drops to 0-10 on this season. Stay tuned. We've got the post-game show coming up with Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, the LSR refrigerated adjustment of the game, Rolene Kennedy shot and play, and the McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. That's all when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer, or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Well, not an offensive game to write home about, but the Rebels win 41-27. Welcome to the post-game show. And we jump straight into the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Jimmy John's, where fresh and fast meet. Rebels at Westside on a Friday night, the final game before Christmas. And Rich had a slow start. Westside was up 6-2 midway through the first quarter, but then Rich came alive and reeled off 11 straight points to take a 13-6 lead into the second quarter. Rich struggled in that second quarter, and Westside kept pace. In fact, cut the deficit to just 3. Rich led 19-16 at the break, at the half, and going into the locker room. And starting the third quarter, Westside cut the deficit, cut the game to a 1-point game. It was 19-18 early in that third quarter. But then Rich woke up again, scored 9 straight, and then went on to outpace Westside big time in that second half, 22-11. Rich outpaced the Westside Pirates in that second half, and McKenna Stacy led all scorers with 20 points, led Rich to a 41-27 victory, and improving to 7-1 are the Rich Rebels. Ahead of next game will be against Westside's conference opponent, the Bear Lake Bears, at Bear Lake, January 2nd. That's the next one up for Rich, but a 41-27 win for Rich at Westside on Friday night before Christmas. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. Stay tuned. We've got more of the postgame show coming up, including the LSR refrigerated adjustment of the game and the McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play, along with the Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet play and shot of the game. That's coming up when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When shopping for a vehicle, it's important to have a good selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. It's also important to have a knowledgeable salesperson that listens, a finance team that helps you get the payment that matches your pocketbook, and a smart office staff that makes sure all the paperwork is done right. You can always rest assured knowing that our whole team is working for you. Auto Farm Chevrolet. Stop in today. We're a community-driven dealer.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Back post-game, and the Rebels with a win, 41-27 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A close one. It was 19-18 early in the third quarter, but the Rebels went on a big run. And, in fact, from that point on, at one point, the Rebels had outscored Westside 22-4. It was a 22-4 run after Westside had cut it to a 1-point game, 19-18. But Rich wins 41-27. And we jump into the LSR refrigerated of Garden City adjustment of the game. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallentine family wish the Rebels good luck. I think the biggest adjustment, shots fell a little bit better in the second half. Probably they changed some things and changed defensively. They held Westside down as far as Westside's offense in the second half as well. But I think the biggest difference in that second half was taking care of the basketball. Rich had 12 turnovers in the first half, and when they put the JV in the fourth quarter with about 2 minutes left, Rich had only turned it over 3 times through about the first 10 minutes. About the first 14 minutes of that second half. So they really took care of the ball better, followed the golden rule, which is treat the ball like gold, and that made a big difference. That gave them more shot opportunities, which led to more points. And the object of the game is to score more points than the other team. So that's your LSR refrigerated adjustment of the game. Rebels taking care of the ball much better in the second half than they did in the first. The McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game came early in the first half. Rebels trailed 6-2, but then as part of an 11-0 run, Rebels had the ball after a couple of free throws. They got the ball and had an inbound play, and they worked it to perfection. McKenna Stacy waited on it, let it develop, and then found J.C. Cornea all alone right in front of the hoop. She put it up and in off the window, and it perfectly designed, executed inbound play, your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. McKay Frankham Dental Care at reasonable rates for the whole family at 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1 in Evanston. And the Rolling Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet shot of the game. boy, looking all game long for a T7 Propane and Woodruff three-pointer. Rich scored all of their, well, not all, but a lot of their points from from inside the paint. Bear Lake Physical Therapy points in the paint. And I think, Rich went 65% from the free throw line. Didn't get a three-pointer to go, but so it's tough to go, well, this was the shot of the game. I think a big shot that Rich got was early in the third quarter. Westside had cut it to a one-point game, 19-18. And McKenna Stacy, I think this was where it was, unless I'm missing, but I think Stacy drove, dished it off, and then Hatch was able to finish from the left side. And that was a big shot. It was a big play, but the shot, the finish by Hatch was a big part of that. So that's our shot of the game, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealer. Play of the game, a similar one, just moments later. In fact, this happened 3 or 4 times in that third quarter alone. 2 or 3 times, I should say, in that third quarter alone. Again, Stacy drove on a fast break. Hatch had released early and got out in front of everybody. But Stacy, I think wisely, my tendency would have been chuck it up there and let Hatch go grab it and finish. But Stacy set it up differently. She hustled down court, drove in, got the defense to collapse in on her, and then dished off to Hatch for the easy two. It was a safer play, a higher percentage basket or higher percentage play, and got the same amount of points as if she tried to chuck it down there. And it was a smart play. And that's why it's your precision play, or your play of the game, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Stacy to Hatch on the fast break for the finish. That was part of a 9-0 Rebel run in the third quarter. 41-27, Rebels win on the Station on Main scoreboard. Quick timeout. We'll be back. We have more of the postgame show, including we'll hear from Nathan Woods on the Rebel Sports Update, a Rebel sophomore, when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Rebel boys beat Pinedale in double overtime today, 67-63. The Rebel girls in regulation take the win from Westside, 41-27 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebel girls are done until after Christmas, January 2nd. They'll play at Bear Lake. The Rebel boys back at it tomorrow morning against Mountain View, and our coverage will start about 11:15 tomorrow from Lincoln Middle School in Green River. You can tune in here on KDQ and MyLocalRadio.com. We move along in our post-game coverage and into the Rebel Sports Update. Again, final score on the Station on Main scoreboard, 41-27, Rich wins. And now let's hear from Nathan Woods. I had a great time talking with Nathan earlier this week. There's a funny part about him talking about his role in the musical. So listen for that as we talk with Woods on the Rebel Sports Update. With sophomore Nathan Woods at Rich High School. Nathan, thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course.
How's your sophomore year going?
It's good. It's a lot more stressful than freshman year, for sure. I mean, you got Miss Stewart's health class, and I did my PowerPoint last week, and I finished it on the bus ride here, but I got a 95, so I was happy with that, yeah. And then also I got concessions because I'm class president, and that's a lot of stress, but I get plenty of help every week.
Plenty of help from the other, student body officers?
Yeah, when I ask for it. And then Miss Stewart a lot. She's very helpful. She's a very hands-on person. She makes sure that I got everything I need, and she actually helps cook and clean with us too.
The concessions, you guys do anything different this year than has been done in the past?
Well, I've had a couple requests to get giant pickles, so I'm going to work on getting pickles to sell at concessions.
The Pickleville Playhouse does that, right? They do the pickle on a stick or something, don't they?
That's where we got the idea. We're going to get sticks and pickles, and we're going to sell them.
What are you involved with, activities or sports?
So I'm in the musical, I'm in choir, I do basketball, and I do golf, too.
That's plenty. Any of those, you like all those for different reasons, or do you have a favorite out of all those things?
Well, I like them all a lot, but if I had to pick one, it would be basketball. That's my main thing.
What do you like about the game?
Well, I love working as a team, and last year we had a couple sophomores play down, John, Scott, Hayden Meek, and Jaden Grohl, and we played really well together, and we won most of our games, and it was awesome.
Do you have a favorite basketball player, like a guy you wish you could play like him?
Steph Curry, without a doubt.
Is he back? Is he still injured?
He's going to be out for the rest of the season. Yeah.
When Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond, those three guys, before KD came around, they were so fun to watch.
Yeah, they definitely evolutionized basketball with the three-point, and they were just something else. And then everybody's copied their playing style. And I think it's awesome. I love it.
Are you a pretty good shooter from outside? Do you try to be like Steph that way?
Yeah, I'm all right from three-point. My first day of playing basketball, it was against Bear Lake. I shot 10 threes and missed them all. And I'm going to be honest, that's not normal. Usually I would have hit probably 5 or 6 of them, but I was just off that day. So
Steph has had some off days too.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll bounce back this weekend in Flaming Gorge, but we'll see.
Nathan, what's your role in The Little Mermaid?
I'm Prince Eric.
Prince Eric, the Prince Eric. Are you excited for that role?
Yeah, I love doing musical. In middle school, I was Aladdin, and that was a lot of fun. Then last year, I just had a extra role, but this year, I'm back in the lead, and I hope I do a good job. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Who's Ariel on the nights you're Prince Eric?
Allie Wallentyne.
The senior?
Yes.
AWOL?
Yes.
The homecoming queen?
Yes.
Is that intimidating?
Yes.
You'll have to learn your lines pretty well.
I pretty much have them memorized already. Yeah, it's the singing that I'm struggling at. He sings some ungodly high notes, for me at least.
So how are you going to do that? You have to go like falsetto? How are you going to get up there?
Practice and, falsetto. On some of them I'll have to, but I should be able to get it.
Nathan, so you said you're going to play golf this spring too. Have you done that before?
Yes, I played last year, and that was awesome. I have a great coach in Cam and Coach Lundgren, and it was awesome. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about being a Rich Rebel?
I just feel like there's a lot of support in the end. Like, me and the girls in our class, we have a rivalry, and they usually win because their basketball team is better than ours, and they win in that sense. But we've scrimmaged them, and we lost in middle school, usually. But ever since then, we've played them, we've won, and, there's a rivalry there, but in the end, we all support each other, and we want each other to succeed, so that's awesome.
Sophomore Rich High, Nathan Woods, thanks so much for your time, and good luck with the rest of the basketball season, the show, everything else in your sophomore year.
All right, thank you.
No, thanks so much, Nathan. It was a pleasure talking with him. Tomorrow we'll hear a little bit more of that interview, a little bit different parts of that interview prior to the Rebels game against Mountain View. That's the boys tomorrow morning, and I'll tell you more about that when we return. One more quick break. 41-27, Rich wins on the station on main scoreboard. We'll be right back to wrap up our postgame show on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live. Post-game show and a quick look ahead at what's coming up the rest of this weekend in Rebel sports and activities and more. The Rebel wrestling team was at Kemmer today, so they've got the rest of the day off, or the rest of the weekend off. The Rebel girls have the rest of the weekend off as well and get back in action January 2nd at Bear Lake. But our next Rebel broadcast is tomorrow when Rich boys take on Mountain View. The Rebels beat Pinedale earlier today, 67-63 in double overtime, and will look to keep things going against Mountain View. That's a very good Buffaloes team that has already beat 2 4A schools this week in Green River and, in Rock Springs and Laramie. They squeaked by Laramie earlier today, and I think Mountain View is 6-0. on this young season. Very good team. Rich will have to be on their A game. And our coverage will start at about 8 or 11:20, at 11:15. I think game time is 11:20. And I'll be broadcasting the Evanston Red Devils versus Worland at 9:30 until about 11:10 or so. And then we'll jump right into Rebel boys against Mountain View right after that. So you can listen to the Evanston game against Worland on K9, and then Rich Rebels, as usual, on KADQ, and watch both on mylocalradio.com. Now, also looking at the rest of tomorrow, Evanston girls take on Laramie, and pregame with Elin Olive starts at 11:05, or directly following the Evanston boys versus Worland broadcast. And then also tomorrow, Wyoming Cowboys are at Denver.
Merry Christmas, Steineckert.
Thanks, Coach. To you, too. And so Wyoming Cowboys at Denver tomorrow. That's on KADQ. Following our Rebel broadcast against Mountain View, we'll join the Cowboys in progress. And then later on in the day, Evanston boys have a second game against the Westside Pirates at that Flaming Gorge Classic. Elin Olive will have the call beginning at 2:30. And that night, things get capped off at the Flaming Gorge with Jake Hibbard's coverage of Mountain View versus Green River. Girls game beginning at 5:50 p.m. tomorrow on K9, our sister station. Again, our next Rebel broadcast is tomorrow when the Rebel boys take on Mountain View, and our coverage will start at about 11:10, I hope, depending on how long that Evanston versus Worland game goes. And then that'll do it until next year when Rich girls play at Bear Lake on Thursday, January 2nd. So that'll wrap up our post-game show, our Rebel coverage tonight at Westside. Rich they outscored Westside 22-4. Through a good portion of the third and fourth quarters, and went on to win 41-27 on the station on main scoreboard. I'll invite you to tune in again tomorrow morning when Rich takes on Mountain View. Our coverage will begin just after 11 o'clock here on KDQ and mylocalradio.com. For tonight's videographer, Gary McKee, our producer, Alyssa McDaniel, back in the studio. I'm Ryan Steineckert. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk with you again soon.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: Evanston Regional Hospital, Plains Tire of Evanston, by Weststar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, The Store, by the Come On In of Casper, Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, and by mylocalradio.com. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the expressed written consent of Old West Media. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We thank our office manager, Kayleen Anderson, and our sales manager, Julie Burley, along with Evanston's Elin Olive, the Bridger Valley's Jake Hibbard, and production group Preston Bush, AJ Lamb, and Alyssa McDaniel. Biggest thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Rebel players and coaches. And like mylocalradio.com on Facebook to stay up to date with game broadcasts. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Rich Rebel Basketball on KADQ-FM 98.3 and online at mylocalradio.com. Until next time.
Go!